It's Spacey Sims, and we are back with more variable Barricade. I did not die from starvation yesterday. We're good. I'm okay. Lord. Anyway, but I swear to God, I was chasing the birds around the house. Well, just the little bird. Like, Neelix was going to come up here with me. And then the little bird was, like, looking at us sadly, and he got on my hand, and he let me take him upstairs. And I was going to have him sitting upstairs. But then, like, he was flying around, and then I was like, all right, you know, we'll just put you back downstairs. It'll be easier. Because then I feel bad. Like, Neelix is sitting with me, but he doesn't want to sit on my shoulder. But, like, then he's sitting over on the little birdie play place that's further away, so I tried to move it closer, and then I'm like, okay, you know what? You can both go downstairs. So. Bird adventures. Good Lord. Anyway, I've gotten him to come up once. He came up and sat, you know. But then it's, like, it's kind of boring, because, like, he came up, and at least he had food. So he was eating food, and then when he wasn't, he was just sitting on the banister, just sitting there staring, because, like, Neelix and I were kind of across the loft. And, like, come over. But, like, Neelix knows not to poop on me or on the things, and Bert doesn't. He can poop wherever the fuck he wants. He's not nearly as messy and disgusting, though. He's a parakeet, for God's sakes. I mean, poop-wise, he's not as disgusting as Neelix, who's just like... I know! He heard me talking about him. Anyway, so... We're back. I'm not dead. We're good. We're still on our date. Awesome. Anyway, I exchanged a 1,000 yen bill for 1,000 yen coins and went back to start the game. Taiga gave me a quick overview of the controls. I sat down and confidently put my hands on the buttons. First, I move up to the enemy, then I attack! Good start, good start. It's so fast! Spam your fierce punch, babe. Don't let him hit back. I know, but he keeps deflecting my attacks. Pull back and use the combo. What combo? Down, down, right, down, up, spin the joystick. What? Too many buttons. Game over. Game over. That wasn't bad for a first go. Not what I expected. Want to give it another try? Yes, I'll give them the rematch of their nightmares! I love the fucking sass that we have right now. Hold on. Sorry. Volume thing didn't go away when I lowered it before. That's loud. Atta girl. You got a vengeful competitive streak with Gramps' name all over it. Do not compare me to him! Now let's do this! I hit the button and restarted the game. Yes! I did it! I deflected his attack this time! Whoa, you're getting good. This much is easy. Felt good to see my attacks break through. This wasn't a half-bad method of stress relief. You just mash all the buttons, that's all you do. You know what I mean? I kept hammering at the buttons, and the first opponent inexorably toppled. You got some good instincts, babe. You did really well for a first-time gamer. It was easy. I just needed to acclimate to the patterns. I was feeling highly pleased with myself when suddenly the screen announced the arrival of my second opponent. Hey! Why is there another character on screen? Yep, you won, so you get to play another round. Want to keep going? I think I might. Another round may be fun. Still with confidence, I started another round, but... Got cocky too fast, girl. What on earth? This guy is even faster than the other character. Stay calm, babe. Don't panic. But I didn't bring a towel! I know, but... Seriously, quit panicking. Don't let yourself get snagged in their rhythm. And you're not listening to me. Hello, babe? Okay. Oh, he looks hot. He's so hot in all his CGs. Stop it. What the fuck? You have no right being this hot in these CGs. Stop it, Taiga! What are you doing? Not complaining. Huh? There. Watch closely. Oh, here. Well, anyway. How am I supposed to do anything like this? He's way too close. See? That's the timing you want. Did you catch that? What? You weren't paying attention, were you? Here, I'll do it once more. Watch this time. Does he expect me to pay attention now? And right here is where you unleash the combo. I got more and more engrossed in the game, utterly oblivious to my growing emotional panic. His large hands moved down and swallowed my own, which were resting on the buttons. There, the enemy's running on empty. Another few hits should put him out, but watch out. This particular enemy likes to pull up fancy moves when they're in critical condition. Don't rush in, play defensively, and get ready to block. Every time Taiga spoke, his breath fell on the back of my neck. Am I the only one losing my mind here? Doesn't he care? Okay, so you want to dodge this move coming up and... Babe, your ears are like fire truck red. You noticed? My eyebrow twitched. I could almost feel his smirk. I can almost feel his smirk brand the back of my head. I was like, his smirk brand? And I'm like, okay. It took a second for it to sink in. What they were trying to say. Okay, yeah, no, I get it. All right. Burning through the back of your head. I get it. What's up? Feeling a little self-conscious? No! Uh-oh. Don't turn your back on your opponent, babe, or it's game over again. Ah! There, that's it. Focus on the game. Or you're still just a wee bit distracted. He's definitely messing with me. I can focus. Watch me. I'm gonna show him up and beat this enemy all on my own. Mustering my determination, I gripped the joystick. Oh, look at his little happy face. Oh, we're so happy too. Yes! I did it! Holy crap, you really won. There, did you see that? I timed my blocks perfectly! The fuck? That's a loud-ass truck noise. Ooh, I wonder if it's Little Bird's cage replacement. First one that I bought him a new cage, but it was broken. So I had to send it back, and the other one's supposed to be delivered today, and it sounded like a giant truck leaving. Maybe. I remember to check my damn door, because... I let the enemy get just close enough, and then threw a fireball in their face before they could even move. Still don't understand the combo system thing very well, but doing things on instinct work well enough. Not so good to beat up on that bad guy. Huh. Well, aren't you proud of yourself, babe? Maybe we'll make a gamer out of you yet, eh? I'd say it isn't all that bad. Uh-huh. You just don't want to admit it. Anyway, what's next? Want to go another round? I wouldn't mind, but I'm curious about the other kinds of games here. I looked around the room for a second before I suddenly realized something. He's still standing that close to you. Why are we still sitting like this? Huh? Hey! Oh, hey! You could have given me a heads up before getting your feet. Just about clocked me in the chin. Me? How long were you planning on sitting that close to me? I should have you reported. To who? Jeez, you really do go overboard when you're trying to hide how flustered you are. I'm not flustered. I'm determined to move away. Yeah, call it whatever you want. Anyway, since you got your very first fighting game victory, I'll go get you a prize. It'll double as an apology, Kay? Prize? What prize? You'll just have to wait and see. Go have a seat on that bench. I'll be back in a jiff. Huh, Taiga wasn't listening to me at all. We're technically on a date. What does he think he's doing going off and leaving me behind? And what was he saying about a prize? Equal parts miffed and curious, I sat and waited, simmering in my conflicted emotions. See? Told you I'd be back in a flash. Here, your prize. It's that little thing from the UFO catcher we wanted, isn't it? This... Oh my god, stop it! He's so cute! He wasn't just like, I'm gonna go get you an ice cream or a coffee. It's like, no, I'm gonna go to the UFO catcher and get you the little thing that you saw that you won, and it was a UFO. It's so cute, it hurts! I'm gonna die! Anyway. Taiga handed me the toy from the UFO catcher I saw when I first walked into the arcade. It was the little Rabby look-alike Stuffy that had been squished helplessly into the corner. I'm like, damn good that he managed that, you know what I mean? There, that can commemorate your first arcade visit. I never said a thing about wanting this. Did he happen to win it by chance? No, I doubted it. Taiga was highly attuned to other people's emotions. I knew that well. He always turns around and does something like this after he's made me mad. So fair being so perceptive. But, like, he's amazing. I love him. We stayed at the arcade for a while, trying out the various games. Then after a casual lunch at a nearby restaurant, we aimlessly strolled the streets. We hadn't gone anywhere fancy or done anything spectacular, but this day had been a great deal of fun. It feels like I really did play all day. Is it because we're on a date, or because I'm together with Taiga? Because you're on a date together with Taiga. It's both. Okay, I'm sorry, but the grill on that car looks like angry teeth. In the background, look at that shit. It's like, arr, 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 arr. Like, just, I don't know why I just noticed it, but like, when the scene transferred, I was like, that's the first thing my eyes went to, and I was like, the fuck is with that? I don't like it. He's like, look at the dentures. Like, it's just, there's something weird about it. It's creeping me out a little bit. Oh, shit. Oh, okay. I thought, I clicked the A button by accident, but because the text wasn't on the screen, it didn't skip, so we're good. Man, today was a blast. You aren't whacked out now, are you, babe? I'm fine. As long as a certain someone doesn't break into sudden sprints again, I'm comfortable walking. We don't hold a grudge. Well, as long as you're okay, that's good. So what'd you think? We did a few different things today. Any you really liked? Everything was new to me, but I think the one that left the biggest impression on me was the arcade. Now that I'd actually been to one, I felt acutely embarrassed for ever labeling arcades as a breeding ground for delinquents and punks, especially since Samugi goes to them. That's kind of funny. If I hadn't gone to one myself, I would have never known they're fine. Right? The setting sun glinted off the satisfied smile on Taiga's face. Every living, breathing human being gets stressed out at some point. It's important to find ways to de-stress. These games are my way to de-stress. Sometimes. Sometimes they make me more stressed out. Not really, but you know what I mean. Like, sometimes you're like, God damn this character, I hate this! But like, you know, like this game and Birashana, which we're playing in tandem with us at the moment, like, they're just so much fun. I just enjoy every fucking moment we're here. And that's why every society needs a sort of entertainment complex where people can easily meet up and play. Yeah, I can understand that. The poorer and more unstable a country is, the more profit these kinds of entertainment centers rake in. Hell, in the past, there have been idiot politicians who try to ban entertainment. They always get uprooted. Oh, I see. Taiga knows all this because he's been to so many foreign countries. When you go overseas, how long do you stay in a country? There were rare occasions where I stayed 6 months. Half a year? Yep. Covered all my expenses with money I earned while I was there, too. Did odd jobs. Made friends with shop owners who let me eat for free if I washed dishes. Like, it sounds like an amazing kind of, like, jet set life, you know what I mean? Like, traveling around and just doing those, like, backpacking and just, like, it sounds amazing. You're like, yeah, but there's no fucking way I could do it. And it's not like, yeah, you could. No, I couldn't. I would go crazy. Like, that's just not the kind of life I could ever lead. But, like, it's still when people are like, oh, I just do this or like this. You're like, yeah, it sounds awesome. Good for you. Could never fucking do that. I like my shit, and I like the comforts of the familiar, which is my home, okay? I don't even like when people are like, yeah, we could go and we'll stay in a hotel. I don't wanna. I wanna go to my own bed, my house. Like, if I'm traveling and I have to stay somewhere else, it's different, but like, and nothing beats coming up and be like, my bed, my stuff, my space. Like, I do not like being in strange places. Don't. Like, there's that party that wants to travel. You're like, oh, it'd be so great. Yeah, traveling. And then you're like, yeah, but then I'd have to come home and take a week off to just recuperate from traveling and being home in my space. And, like, because I'm too introverted for that to be, like, to not drain me in every way, shape, and form. You know what I mean? Yeah. Anyway, whenever I needed to get somewhere, I hitchhiked. Well, that's a brave thing to do. Well, he's a man. It's fine. He might have gotten murdered, but chances are he'd have been fine. But like us, now we getting murdered. I assume you're fluent in several languages, then. Nah, words just complicate matters where body language does the trick. If you're happy, smile. If you're mad, frown. Your point gets through clear as crystal. That's how I lived in those countries. That's how I learned which trends were hot, how people cut loose. I learned it all firsthand. Taiga spoke nonchalantly, making what he experienced sound so real, so lifelike, that I was mesmerized. It was like listening to fairy tales of far-off fantasy lands, even though they all existed on Earth. None of that ever would have happened without Gramps' help, though. Grandfather helped you? You bet. He's the one who handles all my major travel expenses. Really? Yep, and all he wants in exchange is stories of my trip. It's a freaking steal. Well, I guess my stories are entertaining given how he's stuck at home. In all my memories, Grandfather was a stern figure who wore a perpetual frown. But without Taiga made him sound, I had to wonder if he actually smiled whenever they chatted. I like the fact that we see a different side of the grandfather. I mean, we kind of know, like, she's like, goddamn tyrant, and we're like, he's actually kind of funny. But, like, Taiga sees a whole other warmer side, but it is kind of sad when you think about it that she sees stern angry. And again, it's back to, she has to be the Tojo family heir, so she has to know how this works for realsies. You know what I mean? And Taiga doesn't have that weight on him. But at the same time, you know, and again, it's a little bit us and a little bit the grandfather being like, he's trying to show this is the way you have to be the Tojo family heir, but then isn't going to turn around and be like, okay, but now we can have nice grandfather-granddaughter moments. And then, like, she's seen this and is like, whatever, and then being a snotty bitch, and then he's like, oh, whatever, asshole, and then it just becomes an issue, but it's like, he kind of started it, I mean, I guess we both kind of started it, because she was already moody and standoffish and withdrawn because of her parents dying and being thrown someplace weird. And then the grandfather's stuck in the, like, well, we have to be the Tojo family heir, and here's the facade we have to put on, and it's like, she's a child, and, like, and it just kind of spirals out of control before it becomes, like, but it's just, I mean, so you kind of understand how this all happened, and, like, the parts we both played in, like, this rift, but it's also kind of sad when she's over here, like, grandfather's never nice to me, and he's nice to Taiga, what the fuck? And it's like, he never gave him a chance to be nice to you, though. But then again, he also probably started off with, like, you're the Tojo family heir! Smack! We're gonna be like this! And then you never, you know, instead of being like, let's be the charming, kind grandfather, and, like, blah, 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 and then, like, ease this poor child who lost their parents into shit, and then do, you know what I mean? But also, it's probably different treating random orphans hat on head than your grandchild, you know what I mean? So, who knows what the psychology is behind that? Well, I'm sure maybe we'll find out in the finale route, you know, but, yeah. It's like, it's nice, but it's sad, like, aw, Grandpa's kind of funny with Taiga, that hurts a little, not gonna lie. Anyway. They sound like they're awfully close. For some reason, that thought didn't sit well with me. I almost understood Grandfather's feelings for a moment, and I didn't like that realization. I'm gonna think of it. Hearing my stories inspired him to start investing in some entertainment companies somewhere. That was true. Part of the Tojo Group's investment portfolio included an entertainment chain. From what I remember, they made a fairly respectable profit, too. I had no idea that Taiga was the one who inspired the business decision. I mean, are we sure that Taiga's not supposed to be the poster boy? Because he gets along with our grandfather, he's inspired his... I mean, I'm just saying! I'm like, it's just Ichiya's like the closest one on the. There's not really anyone. There's usually a character's like front and center within everybody's small around him, but Ichiya is like fucking in your face on this cover. I don't think this is one of the reversible ones, is it? No, it's not. And when you open the case, though, the inside is like you and Ichiya. I'm just saying, they kind of make it seem like Ichiya is like the poster boy, if anything. And his route's the last, and yet I don't know. Taiga feels so poster boyish. You know? Interesting. What the hell is Ichiya's secret? We know Kazu's his brother or something. Somehow related to him. I'm going with brother. Come on. Fucking, they look identical. Maybe Kazu's the one that's like the family wants to set us up with. And grandmother's like, no! We're gonna take your degenerate brother instead! Waha! I wouldn't put it past our grandfather, and I would kind of love that if that's the twist. Anyway. You got enough people living together, and they're gonna need to be entertained. Gramps saw potential there. Are you assisting him with managing that venture in some capacity? Oh, hell no. Just told him some stories and answered a few of his questions. I was sure that Taiga couldn't grasp the volume of what he'd so casually done. I said, I could never do that. I'm envious. I wouldn't say I could never do that, because that almost sounds like we're having a pity party, which I mean fair, because our grandfather doesn't we feel like our grandfather doesn't respect the things that we say, but we're also 17 and we got a lot of fucking shit to learn, so fair. But I kind of feel like I'm envious. Like, because envy is not always a bad thing. You know what I mean? Like, oh, you're envy and jealousy. No, I think it's different because, like, you can be envious. Like, man, I envy your connection with my grandfather and that you gave him this idea and he listened to you because I'd like to get to that place. And it could be something that turns into, I'm going to motivate myself to try harder to bridge this gap with my grandfather or go about working harder and doing whatever. You know, envy only becomes a bad thing when you're like, ugh, I hate you because you have things I don't and you suck. And then I'm going to say mean things about you instead of being like, man, I'm going to have a little bit of a pity party for myself because I'm really envious you have that life, but like, good for you, man. You know what I mean? Like, when you're in a bad place and all your friends have all this wonderful shit happening, you're like happy for them, but you're envious. But it doesn't mean that you're like, I hate them, I want to sabotage them. That's where it turns into bad. But you're like, man, I'm envious. Everybody's happy and I'm fucking miserable. You know what I mean? It's hard. And it can turn into something bad, but it doesn't always have to be. Like, so I kind of feel like saying, I'm envious is like, good for you. And you have a great relationship with my grandfather. And I'm going to tell you that, like, hey, you've got this great thing. And then, you know, as opposed to, I could never do that. That's just too much of a pity party. Good. I'm envious is right. Okay. It feels like a better answer. Because again, you could spin that into something positive as opposed to, I can never do that. Which would literally mean, I can never do that. Having a pity party. Listen, Eeyore over here knows how to have a pity party, alright? I had a decent. Yesterday was not a good day. Yesterday was a very bad day where I felt very sad and depressed, and I cried for no reason. Okay. It could also have been just like the blood. And it wasn't even that at PM. I don't know, but I was. Even though when we played this game, I was happy. That's turned around so fucking fast, it was depressing as shit. But today I had a damn good day. And it's like the universe was like, it's okay, you had a really terrible time lately, but here's some good shit. Like the grocery store, I ordered groceries and I got like everything buns, hamburger buns. Everything bagels, but buns. It's just amazing. I don't know. Anyway. And the lady was like, oh, we're out of those. And I was like, that's like the low point of my day. Everything else had been great, right? I was like, oh. And she's like, well, you have these and these and these. I'm like, okay, any two of those or whatever. She goes, oh, and then like the bread guy's coming in later. So like, I'll check and see if he has any. And if he does, I'll put them in. And I was like, oh, you're like a fucking saint, lady. Like, so like, this woman at the grocery store, by the way, that was packing my order, deserves all the best wonderful things. Because I've talked to her before. She's a very nice lady. But also, she was like, I'll go see if the bread dude, when he comes in, happens to have any of those. And you know what was in my fucking shopping bags when I got home? My fucking everything hamburger buns. Lady! Shit! Oh, it made my day. I was like, it's like the best day ever. It's stupid, but like, listen, sometimes small wins. I also wore a top hat to work. Like, but I didn't wear it to work. I was putting it on in the bathroom, and the cleaning lady came in and was like, kind of like, I could see because me, like, got bits of hair in the front and pulling and trying to, like, get my hair so that I could, like, hide some of the, you know, elastic strap, whatever. And then, like, she's, like, looking at me like I'm crazy. Like, I could see her kind of, like, glancing into the mirror while she's, like, checking the stalls. And then, like, she comes up and then she's like, and I'm like, she sees the hat and I'm like, yeah, I'm fixing the, so we're talking about it. And she's like, oh, she's this little Asian lady. I think she's a little Japanese lady. And then, like, I swear to God, and then she's like, oh, she held the hat up, like, oh, like she was gonna wear it, and then she's like, she was very touchy, which I thought was funny, because then she's like, because then she's like touching my earrings and this, and I'm like, and then she's telling me I'm a very pretty woman, and I was like, thank you, well, fucking amazing. She took a fucking picture of me. There is some little Asian family that now is probably talking about this crazy woman wearing a hat where their grandma fucking works, or like, she's probably not that old, like, whatever, I can't tell she's wearing a mask, but like, this freaking woman is, like, telling her kids or whoever in her family, and now there's a picture of me on her phone, because she took a picture of me, and I was like, alright, sure, whatever. Like, it was the weirdest fucking thing right off in the morning, but I was like, you know what, it made me feel good, though. And then, like, later I ran into, like, this random guy, like, this, I was going to get coffee, and this woman, like, looked kind of, like, looking like, the fuck? I feel like most of the time it's men that compliment you. And not in a creepy way, like, hey, baby. But it'll be like, oh, nice hat. Like, some guy walked by and was like, that's my favorite hat. And another guy was like, you look lovely. And like, just in a nice, cheery, not creepy way, right? And I feel like then sometimes it's the women that kind of look at you like you're fucking weird. And you're like, it's just because you don't have the stones to wear a goddamn top hat with all these motherfucking feathers in it to work. You know? Whatever. That's not necessarily true. I feel like more women kind of give me weird looks. Not like evil, dirty looks, but kind of look at me like the actual fuck. But then there's other ladies, like the women in the cafeteria, are always like freaking all over it, like half and half with the women. Some women are like totally all for it, like yeah, or like the little cleaning lady, like ooh, like all excited about it. And then some of the other women are like looking at me like I'm crazy. Oh no. But anyway, I had a great day wearing a motherfucking top hat to work, okay? And like, I swear to God, I was kind of like worried about it. I was like, it's been a while since I've worn a funky hat, and like, I don't know, can I do that? Can I do this? I don't know why I doubt myself. Yes, I can. I don't give a shit what people think. It is weird when you're walking down the hall in like a freaking jacket kind of thing that has like tails, like you're a fucking magician, and then you got a top hat on, and you're like, everyone's looking at me like I'm crazy, and you're like, you know what, I don't even care, because I'm wearing a motherfucking top hat, and it's fucking phenomenal! Anyway, that was my story. So, but those freaking everything hamburger buns were like the highlight of my fucking day. It's like, man, it's just like the cherry on top of this goddamn amazing Sunday. For having a really shitty day yesterday where I cried, curled up on the couch, and was like, I know everything sucks and it's just miserable. Why does everyone hate me? And then today was good. So you know what? I guess my thing is like, cry sometimes. Because then the next day maybe the universe won't be a dick. Don't even know. I had to share it. I've taken a couple days break from Twitter because Twitter is depressing me. That's part of what it is too. Like, I'm not even gonna lie. I know a few people actually follow me. Most people don't. And get like, I post and then like, or I try to talk to people and I try to like make more YouTube friends, and like everybody just fucking ignore. And I feel like I'm screaming into the void on fucking Twitter sometimes, and I'm just like, it is a lonely, dark, depressing place. I know there's a few people there that are on this channel that actually like are there and engage and like see my posts, but I feel like Twitter buries them like it does my sim shit on this channel, and everything is just piling up on top of me, like making me miserable. Like, I love doing this, but like, fuck if it's not depressing sometimes and lonely and just all sorts of horrible things. I've just also, from packing to move most of last year to moving, to the fact that I still have stuff to unpack, and then work is in a state of flux with all this shit going on, like, and our jobs are changing, and all this shit's changing. I'm like, I just need a fucking break, so I can't handle screaming into the void that is Twitter, and like, you know? It's just everything falling all on top of you at once. It's not like a couple little rocks. It's like the fucking mountain just crumbled on top of me. So, yeah, it was like at a breaking point yesterday. Like, not that I haven't cried in the last couple of weeks for no fucking reason anyway. But yesterday I was just, I can't do it, it's just whatever. So, I don't know why we needed to have that therapy session, because somebody's mad about it, but whatever, I needed it. So, you know what? Too bad! You had to deal! You're my unwilling therapist. Anyway, now we're good! Hamburger buns. I don't know. Whatever. Anyway. I think I'm a little envious of you, Taiga. Me too. So happy-go-lucky, Taiga. Well, I'm not really envious of it. You grew up in an orphanage, but you kind of took that well. You have a really positive attitude. You know what? I'm envious of that, Taiga. Huh? They may have been simple stories to you, but Grandfather found value in what you had to say. There you go. A sign of how much he admires your observational skills. I could never hope to get that acknowledgement. Come on, don't sell yourself short. Besides, I'm just doing whatever I need to, that's all. No, I think if someone else talked to Grandfather about these kinds of matters, he wouldn't deign to notice. What you've seen, what you've experienced, it has value to him because the stories are from your mouth. I hated to admit it, but Grandfather was an extremely intelligent man. Some people even believed he had a genius-level IQ. Grandfather, with all his skills and knowledge, still made time to pay attention to Taiga. I mean, it would make sense, because I feel like then, like, if he has a genius-level IQ, he's like, shit kind of bores me sometimes, so I like to fuck with people. Aren't all the super crazy people geniuses? I get bored with day-to-day life. I will use people like my personal puppets. Grandfather. Probably. Taiga's far Taiga is a far more amazing person than I've given him credit for.
You're kind of losing me here, babe, to be honest. Maybe you ought to try talking to Gramps more. From where I sit, he seems like a stereotypical grandpa who'd dote on his granddaughter at the drop of a hat.
Are we sure we're talking about the same person?
She's like, huh?
It's several colorful remarks I could have responded with, but I chose to keep my mouth shut. Taiga was free. As long as he wielded that freedom, he could go wherever and challenge anything. He could go anywhere and challenge anything. What the fuck? I can't. The paths he'd blazed rambled on into the future. He would keep on going, making the world his own. Grandfather was right. Taiga does have something that I don't.
Freedom? Anyway, how do we get on this topic? Oh well, I guess what I'm saying is that it's important to get hands-on experience in this life. Seems like you enjoyed today's education, so I'll take you out again. As a date, of course.
Of course.
Now kiss, goddammit.
We're not going to get that till the end. I nodded enthusiastically. Taiga's eyes widened slightly in surprise.
You're like, yeah, and he's like,
wait, really? But I pretended not to notice as I walked cheerfully at his side. My excitement didn't abate when we returned home. I had to resist bouncing up the stairs to my room.
You look like you're enjoying yourself, miss. Did something pleasant happen today?
I mean, I had a great time with Taiga, but it doesn't mean that I don't love you. Yeah, hey, Kasuga, I'd always thought arcades and entertainment centers were places that encourage debauchery and depravity. I'm sorry. Do they hold hands there? Yeah, then okay. No, they don't. So, But that's not the case at all.
Arcades, miss.
Kasuga's like, I don't want you knowing that I go there. Taiga took me to one today. It really is important to get hands-on experience in this life. There's so much that I have to learn. I'd like to get some hands-on experience with Kasuga. What did I just say? Oh, I know what I just said. I did on purpose. You can't say shit like that without me, like, just, okay. I feel like I could take on the world right now. Well, you might have to take on Kasuga, because I'm not sure if he's thrilled about this. I wonder when Taiga will ask me out on another date. I clutched a throw pillow to my chest and felt a goofy smile surface on my face.
And Kasuga's like,
Selfish expectations. I'm going to guess this is it, but let's see, because we got this one or we got whatever the next one. Yeah. Usually goes top down. Sometimes it doesn't, but usually. Taiga's attitude hasn't changed much with time, and I'm not sure what I think about that. Goals. Morning. Oh, morning. I dressed in my school uniform and was preparing to go downstairs for breakfast. I stared at my reflection in my mirror and sighed. I was conflicted. I don't understand what counts as serious to Taiga. I quietly mused to myself. For all his declarations about how he'll make me fall for him, he hasn't actually changed much. Could it be I'm simply that dense? Is he being so subtle with his courtship that I don't know the signs? No, I don't think that's it. I braced myself for some monumental shift, and nothing. Kind of a letdown. Not that I expected much in the first place. Obviously you did if you were let down. It just left me feeling confused. I should have breakfast. Yet another sigh powered me as I picked up my school bag and opened my room door.
So sleepy.
Taiga, your eyes are barely open. Are you sure you're actually awake or are you sleepwalking? You seem awfully sleepy, Taiga. Did you stay up to the wee hours again last night?
Yeah, knocking on the phone with a pal and lost track of time.
While the rest of us sat properly and minded our manners as we ate, Taiga opted to be a slob that morning. He's technically in the company of the girl he likes. Shouldn't he be more aware of himself and take a different attitude? Or is he just that sure of himself?
What's up, babe? Something on my face?
No.
Ooh, that cherry tomato looks yum. Gimme.
Taiga, that's bad manners.
The fact that the dog knows it's bad manners is saying something. I'm just saying. I can't believe you touched her plate with your grubby bare fingers, no less. I'll get you a new one, Spacey. Come on, you're being melodramatic. Why drag me to manners jail over one measly cherry tomato? If you want something, the polite thing is to ask Ichia to get it for you. Then Ichia's like, yes, exactly. Wait, what? Yeah, but I wanted that tomato in particular. Ugh. She's not mad. Yeah. I'm not gonna get mad at someone over a cherry tomato. Besides, Taiga will be Taiga. That's not a good excuse, is it? Ichi and Nayuta gave me curious looks. I ignored them and continued to eat my breakfast. It never occurred to me to suss out why they were looking at me so oddly. Normally you would have stabbed him with your fucking fork, right in his fucking grubby hands. After dinner that evening, I sat in the living room flipping through some new magazines. It wasn't long before the others started to drift in as well. Oh, hey, are we having a group magazine reading session? I'll go get my fitness training magazines from my room. Spacey, this article says there's a potent healing spring nearby. Shall we go together sometime? No, thank you. Not interested. What about this spa, then? It says here it's very highly regarded. I'm happy with the parlor I currently attend. How about here, then? The article says it's popular with high school girls. So painfully obvious when the others are trying to court me, and I care less. They never missed an opportunity to cluster around me and invite me onto dates. But Taiga... Hey babe, check this out. I think it's up your alley. I blinked and looked up at Taiga's sudden interruption. He yelled at the magazine he was reading, showing me a page. A kitten photo special? I got up and made a beeline for the magazine he was holding. Oh, how cute! There were like spas, luxury things, and he's like fluffy kittens. I mean, seriously, guys. Spas and like, you know, whatever, and like fancy like things like that. That's nice, but fluffy animals. I'm just saying. I sat down right next to Taiga so I could get a better look at the kittens. So many pink noses. They got more pics of baby animals on this page, too. So tiny! So much floof! Exactly. You like this kind of stuff, right? It's not bad, I guess. What's with that vague response? Jeez, just try being honest with yourself once in a while. Hey! I'm being honest! It's just everybody thinks you're juvenile and immature if you find, like, fluffy animals. Like, so fucking cute! But you know what? Fuck it. So fucking cute! Hey, am I mistaken, or are those two getting cozier? Yeah, I've seen Spacey approach Spacey and start conversations with her, too. Yeah, I generally do approach myself and start conversations with myself. Strange, but yeah, I do. I've seen Taiga approach Spacey and start conversations with her, too. Ichi and Shion started whispering amongst themselves while stealing glances at me. I was so caught up in the promise of kitten photos, I sat down next to him without thinking. I squelched the urge to grimace and hoped they weren't getting too suspicious. Taiga, however, was unperturbed. He snorted and rolled his eyes. She came over just because she wanted to see the article. Oh, shut up! Oh, I see. You set up a trap to snag her and you baited it with cute kittens to catch her interest. What an intriguing approach you have to flirting, Taiga. Huh? Oh, I guess. Is it? Oh, it is? Sorry. I knew it. Taiga had been flirting with me in his own way this whole time. It was just too subtle for me to notice. But I couldn't shake the feeling that his efforts rang the tiniest bit hollow. What? You're wearing the loveliest expression right now, Spacey. It suits your features well. But why do you reserve it for Taiga? Hardly seems fair. Huh? It makes you look much more open compared to your usual facial expressions. It's more natural for a girl your age. while I admit I'm a fan of her pout, I must say this more natural look is spectacular as well. Mind if I take a closer look?
What are you gonna do? Get right up in my face, eat you? What the fuck? So weird. So goddamn bizarre. I love him. I don't look any different than usual.
Come on, it's a great expression. Though you're adorable when you're being all prickly, too.
Taiga suddenly reached out and started ruffling my hair. Hey, what are you doing?
Giving you pets. Everybody likes to pet cute things, right? Who's a cute little kitty? I think you are.
I'm not an animal. And stop calling me cute.
Come on, don't be so shy.
I'm not being shy. This is just awkward. There's a difference. What has gotten into him? Is he doing this just because I thought he should put more effort into his flirting? It's like reading my brain. Taiga kept ruffling my hair, seemingly oblivious to the turmoil rolling in my head. Roiling in my head, sorry.
Man, you really are cute as a kitten, babe. Just totally adorable. Beyond belief.
Stop it!
Don't wanna.
Why not? Would you knock it off already?
Huh? Hey, Taiga's patting Spacey. Spacey, if you want to get back at him, you can pat me. Go on, but step on me too.
He didn't say the step on me part, but you know he's thinking it.
Huh? I just ignore him. He'll stop eventually. Now, why not lend me your hand? I'll give you a nice massage.
Hey, well, that means I get to give you a shoulder rub.
What? I want the CG of all this fucking shenanigans happening at a time when you're like, what is happening? Kasuga, help me.
Look at you getting the royal treatment, babe. See? Nobody can resist your cuteness.
Ugh. I said stop! I flailed my hands, and all four of them finally backed off and gave me space. I turned and glared daggers at Taiga, who returned my look with a smirk. Taiga, you started all this with your kitten thing!
Oops. Sorry.
Uh-huh. You're not a bit sorry, are you?
Nope, not really. Come on, we weren't hurting anything.
You were hurting my sanity, thank you very much.
And don't stress yourself out too much, Spacey.
Don't interrupt, Ichia! If I don't spell this out for Taiga, it'll sail over his dense head! I readied myself to launch into his scathing lecture. Taiga just stuck his... I called him Tiger. Taiga just stuck his tongue out. I feel like he's being antagonistic, like, in front of the other guys, just so they don't realize he has an edge up. You know what I mean? Because he's not like this when we're alone. It's weird.
Ugh! This man!
Boy, look at you two. You act just like siblings.
I froze, my mouth hanging open.
Yeah, that looks like fun. Let me join the family. You can even call me Big Bro if you want.
But you're like 12, Nayuda. I'm gonna call you... No, we're calling you Spot, and you're gonna sit on the floor like a good boy. Off the couch, dog!
I don't regard you as an older brother as much as... a family dog?
I know I said it too. It's so funny.
Aww. Well, that's fine. Being a dog is fun too.
Oh my god, he's so dumb. He's so fucking dumb. He never gets any brighter. God, he just gets dumber, but I love it. Brother and sister.
Spacey, what's wrong?
Oh, it's nothing. I'm exhausted, that's all. I'm going up to my room.
Here, take the magazine with you. Look at the cute kittens. It'll help you relax.
Thank you. After a moment's thought, I took the magazine that he offered and left the living room.
Good night, Spacey!
I'm so confused. Apparently I'd grown so close to Taiga lately that even Ichia noticed. But Nayuta said that we gave him the impression of a brother and sister. Is this my fault? Did we come across as squabbling siblings because I couldn't bring myself to regard Taiga as a man? I'm at least trying. I think? I couldn't let myself become so self-conscious around Taiga that I'd always feel the need to run and hide. But hanging around him when I didn't really carry any romantic feelings probably wasn't a good idea either. No, it definitely wasn't. What am I supposed to do? What does Taiga think? Does it feel too
Does it feel to him like something is missing here? I still really think that there's supposed to be more to courting than just teasing. I'm not going to tell him to woo me the same way as the others, but there's still... I don't know. I trailed off, realizing something. Am I the one who's lacking something?
You felt comfortable around me because I was the observer, not a suitor like the others. I wasn't trying to hit on you so you regarded me as a safe island. Could be that what I said before has caused you to start regarding me in another light. And it's also possible you were just knocked for a loop when a guy you thought of as a big bro suddenly started hitting on you.
Could be true, yes. Maybe it's not. I'm so confused. I do want to figure out where we stand, though.
You and me, we gotta hit the reset button on this. We gotta take our relationship back to square one. Start over as grown-ups, just a dude and a lady, then get an idea how serious we want to get.
I guess being passive about this is not an option. The words popped out of my mouth and a light bulb went off in my head. All Taiga said he'd do, really, was provide both of us an opportunity to examine our feelings in relation to each other. That's it. But here I am sitting around and waiting for him to do all the work. It wasn't like he was suddenly going to spew endless empty compliments at me like Ichiya, nor would he quietly latch onto me like Shion. What in the world was I expecting of him? I think I'm going to go to bed. Confusion still shadowed my heart, but I felt like if I examined my feelings any further, I'd prise open something best left closed. Giving a tired sigh, I plodded towards my room. Alright.
Sure, jump.
We are all God's children. I asked Taiga to take me to the orphanage where he grew up so I can learn more about his roots. I came home from school and sat through a boisterous tea time with the others. Deciding I'd rather do my homework than stick around, I left the living room. As I walked out the door...
Hey babe, head to your room already?
Yes, what about you? Are you going somewhere?
Yeah, for a bit. Thought I'd drop into the orphanage. I might eat dinner there too. I'll call if it winds up being the case.
Orphanage? You mean the one where you grew up?
Yeah.
He'd mentioned his orphanage more than a few times, but I still had a hard time picturing it. I want to see where he grew up. Besides, grandfather has a noteworthy connection to that place, and if he does, so do I. Would you mind if I came along with you?
What, seriously?
Is that a no?
Not technically, but...
Considering that I'll one day inherit the Tojo family, I want to ensure I'm fully versed in the ventures grandfather involved himself in. Taiga grimaced as he thought to himself for a while. Finally, he shrugged and grinned, and it's also a way to get to know him a little better, you know what I mean? You get a little closer to him.
Well, if you put it that way, can't exactly say no. Go get changed. I'll wait.
I'll only be a few minutes. I dashed up to my room to get myself ready. We aren't taking the train today?
I would have if I was alone, but I'm bringing you along. It's not exactly close to a station, and it's getting late. This will be fine just this one time.
I'm fine either way, but as you like. Say, Taiga, what's the orphanage like?
Pretty typical for a joint run by the church. It's mostly sustained by donations. Takes care of kids from babies to 20 years old, but most take off when they graduate from high school. Me, I left after middle school.
All the way to 20? Why didn't you at least stay long enough to get through high school?
Place isn't exactly rolling in cash. There are more kids coming in every year, and there aren't resources to take care of them all. When you grow up there, it's easy to tell the place operates on a shoestring budget.
You know, but people should have kids that they can't afford, and you shouldn't be allowed to, make a choice for yourself, because think about the children! Think about these children! They don't count, though, because they're born. There you go. I mean, I know this is Japan, but I'm just throwing that out there, because, bullshit. It probably marked the beginning of Taiga's talent for observation. Looking at it that way, I felt a little sad for him.
And, well, it's not like they ask us to do it, but kids who've grown up and left sometimes come home to hang with the new kids for a while. That helps ease the problems that come with being perpetually short-staffed.
And you were going to go do that today?
For a bit, yeah. It's been a while and I just kind of feel like it.
He's always concerned for that orphanage, I bet, which is just kind of fucking sweet, you know what I mean? He's not like, fuck that, I got out! He's like, no, I mean, they were good to me, and I'll take care of those kids. Oh. I could already tell from the sports bib incident, but the other children at the orphanage are clearly very special to him.
We're almost there. It's just around the corner up ahead. Babe, prepare yourself.
Prepare myself? For what? In the end, the orphanage turned out to be quite close to the Tojo family's main Kamakura estate. Not that I'd ever realized it existed. So this is where Taiga grew up. I wonder what life was like for him here. I looked at the church and tried to imagine what Taiga was like as a boy.
All the kids coming up to him, oh my god.
Big Bro Taiga!
Yo, I'm home!
A horde of children tackled Taiga as he approached. My goodness, they ran up out of nowhere!
Yeah, kids, they're like fucking bugs. They just come out of everywhere.
A little overwhelmed, I took a step backwards. But the moment they noticed me...
Oh my god, so cute!
Oh, is she the lady you told us about who made her bibs? Wow! She's just as pretty as you said!
I just love the little chibi children. I'm not a fan of children, but the little chibi children are fucking adorable. Look at the fucking little girl with the bow in her hair in the back. Like, she's fucking adorable. The fucking little saucer-eyed pigtail one. Like, they're all just fucking cute. What the hell? The chibis are just really cute. Huh? I was surrounded in an instant. My eyes darted from one child to the next.
Well, looks like somebody's popular.
Come on, we're about to play dodgeball.
Join us! Oh, thanks. Traumatize me.
No, she's gonna play house with me. No, come play with me.
What? What am I supposed to do? Literally me when kids are, what am I supposed to do? What does it want from me? I stared in confusion, verging on panic. I never interacted with so many children at once.
She's gonna play dodgeball with us. I'll let you be the princess.
Please don't pull on me. Taiga? I looked over at him, desperation in my eyes. He sighed and shrugged.
Oh, the kids. Isn't there something you should tell her before you go play?
All right. 1, 3. Okay. 1, 2. Thank you for the bibs.
Good job, good job. Now go and have fun.
Yay!
Excuse me? I don't dislike children, but there's no way I can handle this deluge. Taiga, stop laughing and rescue me!
My. Look who's come home for a visit. It's so nice to see you're doing well.
Look at chibi sister!
Yeah, I'm relieved to see you're feeling better too, sister.
So this is the sister Taiga talked about? Goodness, maybe she'll help me. Nah, she ain't gonna help you. We're fucking screwed.
You're currently staying with a member of Mr. Tojo's family, right? Are you being a polite guest? I'd bet not here you're causing them any grief.
Oh my god, he's causing me all the grief! Like 90% of the grief. Like 80% of the grief. The other 3. Half the grief, okay?
I'm fine. You don't have to worry about me.
True. You did grow up to be a splendid young man. Anyone would be proud of you.
Come on, quit it.
The fact that her chibi in the background is like, pile kids. Taiga!
Oh, and who is this?
Kids are really putting her through her paces, aren't they? Sister, this is Tojo family heir.
My. Then you must be Mr. Tojo's granddaughter. We owe so very much to him. Your family has done more for us than we could ever dream of repaying.
It's nothing. She seems like a kind, gentle woman. But right now I wanted someone to rescue me.
Goodness, you're such a lovely young lady, isn't she, Taiga?
Yep, she's a bit formidable on the outside, but inside, she's a squishy little kitten.
Says someone who was a squishy little kitten on the inside himself. I'm just saying. Takes a marshmallow to know a marshmallow, motherfucker.
Oh, is that so? I'd say Taiga's quite fond of you, young lady.
Guess so.
Meanwhile, we're being pulled in every direction by children. Help, they're ripping my limbs off! Now I was embarrassed, and nobody was helping me. Stupid Taiga! I glared at him with equal parts desperation and aggravation.
Looks like she's at her limit. Alright, you rugrats, give the nice lady some room to breathe.
We've all had enough excitement for now. Everybody, let's all go inside and chat. Yay!
Children finally released me following the sister's gentle admonishment. Phew! Finally free!
I did warn you to
prepare yourself?
I did warn you to prepare yourself.
How was I supposed to know I'd be utterly swarmed by children? You should have been more specific!
Wasn't all that bad, was it? I figured you weren't too experienced with kids. Now you are.
He saw straight through me yet again.
They totally had fun playing with you, too. How about you hang out with them for a bit?
I don't mind that, but I was about to say I wanted him to stay nearby and help me when...
Big bro Taiga?
A boy peeked out from the door and, seeing Taiga, rushed up to him to present something.
Look! I got one!
Aww. In his hand was a rosary, a small black wooden cross with a silver medallion embossed on its end. Not at all an unusual thing to see in an orphanage run by a church, but I had the feeling it held a meaning beyond religious iconography. There was something about how the little boy beamed, cradling the rosary like a treasure, that made me realize it was special.
Oh yeah, you did turn 10 not that long ago, didn't you? Take good care of that, got it?
The boy smiled brightly and bobbed his head in an eager nod. He closed both his hands over the rosary and dashed back into the church. A rosary?
Yeah, the rosary symbolizes family around here.
A symbol of family.
Taiga, Spacey, I've made some tea. I'd love to hear some of your stories.
On our way. Come on, babe, let's go.
Oh, yes. Wonder what he means by the rosary symbolizing family. We'll ask him later. All right. About time to wrap this up. I know we spent some time talking about my wonderful day and my, terrible fucking, whatever, you being my therapist and all that shit, but you know what? Sometimes that's what you get for watching these. Anyway. I am gonna go eat before we have an instance like the last part. I'm actually fine, but it's also time. Anyway, I will see you guys next time. Remember to give the video a big thumbs up and subscribe to see more.